Welcome back to News Channel 3 Live at 9. Experts predict half of all new marriages will end in divorce. Well, now there is a resource for couples who are splitting up.
And it not only provides legal advice, but it also has information about dealing with the stress of a breakup. And joining us this morning is Mr. Miles Mason with Crone and Mason. Miles, welcome to News Channel 3 Live at 9. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you.
Is this something really brand new to the Memphis area? Has it been around for some time?
It's been around for a little while, but what we started out with was an advice site that would tell people about how to attack and how to hurt their spouse in a divorce. And what we found was that what we needed to do was actually reduce the stress for our clients and for other people. And how we did that was to teach people how to deal with the stress of the divorce as well as to explain the divorce process.
So, for instance, can I actually go on and ask a question or blog an entry that kind of lays out my feelings, gives me a, what do I do on the site if I'm going through?
Well, we have pretty much every frequently asked question that's been asked in a divorce.
You've heard them all.
I've heard many of them. We have probably several hundred frequently asked questions answered. Everything from very technical questions about child support, which has become very, very complicated, to property division, to alimony. There are blogs in Tennessee about Tennessee law, and I've gone to those and they're very good. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to answer all the questions because we have literally thousands of people looking at our site each week.
That's great, though. That shows it's much needed.
I know. Miles, are you folks also trying to send people towards mediation here, or
Absolutely.
What are we talking about?
Absolutely. First, we like to make sure that people get some sort of counseling, either through divorce coaching, working with a licensed clinical social worker or a psychologist, help reduce the stress, get them to eat right, get their nutrition right, and let the divorce lawyers work on trying to get a good settlement that makes sense for the children and the parents.
Wow, so you really, even delving into nutrition and delving into health issues, you really are, it sounds like a synergistic approach.
Absolutely. You got three sides to your divorce. You got the legal, you got the emotional, and the physical. And I'm a big believer that if we take care of ourselves physically, that will sincerely affect our emotional well-being.
Now, right now we were looking at the website. Miles, if we go to it, what are some of the key areas we would actually see on the site?
Well, probably the most visited area is the pre-divorce planning. That in the child support section. People want to know about the money first. And what I hope to do is try to bring people in to get the technical information first, and then they start spending a little bit extra time to learn how to reduce their stress in the divorce, whether it be exercise, whether it be staying off the booze, don't drink that beer at night, because that plays very heavily into your emotional well-being. And if you're less stressed, you're going to be less angry, you're going to feel guilty a lot less, and your anger is going to go way down. And
might you then be able to act more mature with your spouse so that the children in particular do not see you picking at each other?
Absolutely, because what we found over the last 20 years is that if one parent says, I'm not going to fight this, I'm going to stand firm for what I believe in as far as what should happen with the children, but I'm not going to be ugly, I'm not going to engage in personal attacks, then we can sit down and talk about what's best for the children.
Can a divorce be a win-win situation for all parties?
Absolutely. It takes both parties to choose that, though, and so we preach that in our practice, and that's really all we can do. We can't force the other party or their lawyer to talk about win-win, but we do that a lot internally.
You mentioned one of the things the website addresses is the most common mistakes we make in a divorce process, and what would those be?
Absolutely. Really, if you work yourself up to where you're so afraid of the future, then you can't talk win-win. You can't talk openly. And that's what we really focus on. Let's learn about the process. Let's figure out a clear vision for the future and figure out a way to work with the other spouse to make that happen. And if it doesn't happen, be prepared for the courtroom.
Very quickly here, suppose I am a University of Alabama grad and my wife is a Tennessee Vols.
We would never get married in the first place because
Is there no hope for us?
I think the Tennessee Vol fans should be paying sincere amounts of alimony.
Miles,
you're my kind of guy. He, by the way, graduated from University of Alabama.
Gee, how could you guess?
Well. Miles, thank you.
I'm surrounded. MemphisDivorce.com. Miles, I normally don't beat guests, but I'll make an exception for an Alabama grad.
Thank you, Miles, very much.
Thank you.